Mis conejos, ¿qué tal? Espero que se encuentren muy bien el día de hoy. Hoy vamos a seguir viendo más compilaciones de David Icke. Entonces, para que pongas atención y veas cómo David Icke ha estado hablando de todos estos temas durante años y años y años atrás, cómo la gente lo ridiculizaba, cómo se reían de él. No entiendo esa reacción de verdad de la gente. Es como que te hablan de temas que desconoces y te ríes. ¿Por qué se ríe la gente? Hay que entender eso, ¿no? Porque se ríen porque están nerviosos, por la ignorancia, porque si se rió el de al lado yo también me estoy riendo, ¿no? Por aprobación. Eso es muy importante de entender, porque la ridiculización, mira, si por ejemplo David Icke habla de reptiles y se ríen de él y creen que es ridículo, lo que genera en mí es ese efecto psicológico en el cual yo no voy a creer en reptiles porque las demás personas se están riendo, creen que es ridículo, y si yo pienso que existen los reptiles, se van a reír de mí. Porque el humano siempre está buscando la aprobación y la validación externa de los demás. Entonces ese es un gran problema psicológico en el cual la élite toma esa ventaja y nos da esa narrativa oficial para que justamente la mayor parte de la población piense que todos estos temas de conspiración son ridículos, son de risa, y no quiera ni siquiera investigar, ni siquiera cuestionar, porque en su cerebro es ridículo, y si yo empiezo a investigar sobre estos temas, la gente va a pensar que estoy loco, que es ridículo, que es muy tonto, lo que sea. Entonces es esa arma de doble filo en la cual la élite, justamente la CIA de los Estados Unidos, fueron los que crearon el término de teoría de conspiración. Conspiranoicos, ¿no? Paranoia y conspiración, ya así de locos, están locos. Pero pues justamente usan la psicología a su favor, porque ellos entienden muy bien cómo funciona la psique humana, cómo nos comportamos en sociedad y lo que necesitamos como humanos, que es la validación, la aprobación de los demás. Cuando realmente la única aprobación y validación que importa es la tuya misma. Entonces, eso es lo que pasa, por ejemplo, en estos casos con David Icke o personas que han hablado desde muchos años atrás de cómo existe este control mundial Illuminati que controla incluso los gobiernos, que es el gobierno oculto dentro del gobierno, y pues la gente no lo cree porque lo ridiculizan. Y por eso es que la gente decide, no, mejor yo no quiero investigar sobre esos temas, ni quiero creer eso, porque pues los que los creen o los que hablan de eso se ríen de ellos, dicen que son tontos. ¿Te das cuenta? Lo de la luna, el alunizaje, los que creen que no fueron, están locos, son conspiranoicos, cuando la versión oficial nos está diciendo que sí fueron a la luna. Pero si te pones realmente a investigar si fueron a la luna, las entrevistas que hay hacia los astronautas, sus reacciones, cómo reaccionan nerviosos, enojados, cómo no quieren jurar en la Biblia que fueron a la luna, cómo incluso Buzz Aldrin lo ha dicho repetidas veces, no fuimos, no fueron, nunca fueron a la luna. Hay muchas pruebas, muchas evidencias, el que lo quiera ver, lo verá, y el que no lo quiera ver es porque cree en la narrativa oficial y prefiere quedarse con esa simple idea de la narrativa oficial. ¿Qué es el problema de la narrativa oficial? Porque la narrativa oficial te dicen qué creer, te dicen qué pensar, te dicen cuál es la historia, cuando la historia, ¿quién la cuenta? Pues los que ganaron, ¿no? Los ganadores. Pero ¿cuál es la historia verdadera? La que nos ocultan, ¿no? La de nuestros antepasados, la del ser humano, la de nuestro contacto con entidades de otras dimensiones, la de los gigantes Nephilim. Esas historias no nos la cuenta la versión oficial, no nos cuentan oficialmente muchas cosas y oficialmente nos dan una perspectiva de la vida la cual puede que sea totalmente opuesta a lo que realmente era. Por ejemplo, el caso de Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Todo el mundo piensa que era y fue la peor persona en la Tierra. ¿Contra quién estaba luchando Hitler? Contra los judíos. ¿Quién controla el mundo a día de hoy? Los judíos, los sionistas, los que están hasta arriba de la pirámide Illuminati. Entonces, te das cuenta como Hitler estaba luchando contra la élite, contra los que nos meten todas estas ideas, contra los que nosotros también tenemos que luchar de alguna manera. Nuestra lucha no va a ser física porque no somos agresivos ni violentos como ellos. Estamos arriba de ellos. Nuestra lucha es de conciencia, nuestra lucha es espiritual. Entonces, mis conejos, vamos a ver esos videos de David Icke. Y
and God, it's coming out their mouths all over the place at the moment, isn't it? So what you have is a hidden hand where events are manipulated, like 9/11, which not just me, but endless other researchers now around the world have taken apart the official story. It insults the intelligence of a 10-year-old. And you have a hidden hand manipulating events, and the whole goal of it is centralization of power to the point where humans are little more than controlled clones.
Who's the hidden hand? I mean, who are these hidden hands?
This network of families I'm talking about. You find that people that are in positions of apparent power, like prime ministers and presidents, are actually puppets of the real power, which doesn't put itself on public display. Why would it? I mean, does anyone really think that George W. Bush is running America? He probably couldn't tie his shoelaces, never mind run a country. On the planet, this is why we're getting this mantra all the time now about international law. We must have international law. What is international law? It is a law that everyone on the planet has to obey, in theory anyway. And so if you want, which is what they do want, a world government, a world central bank, a world army, an amalgamation of NATO and the UN peacekeeping operation, a world currency, electronic, no cash, and a microchip population, then what you've got to do, and this is the way they work, a process I call problem, reaction, solution, you've got to keep creating the problems, get the people to react, do something in fear and outrage, oh, look what's happening, what they're going to do about it, and then they, who've covertly created the problem, offer the solutions to the problems they've created, which is the constant centralization of power. That's what all the solutions are. And we're seeing such a wonderful example now with what's happening in the financial industry.
Absolutely.
Office, Home Secretary, and she brought in these changes which were very much part of the agenda. Then she disappeared. And now we have this other woman in as Home Secretary from the Conservative Party, and she's taken it on. And then she'll go, and someone else will come in. Now, can we have a look at this? What connects these different people coming into political office, bringing in through legislation advancements of the agenda, the global agenda of human enslavement, and then disappearing? And then someone else comes in with a different name, maybe probably a different party, and they'll do the same and advance it some more, just like Bush becomes Obama. What is the cement? Ask yourself, you know, activists of the left who dismiss this stuff, what is the cement? And it's the force that dictates through these gophers, and that's the force we need to expose and we need to highlight. So it's a mind game. It's a mind game. Everything is a mind game. We see 9/11 and we see people believing in the official story of 9/11. That's the external expression. But take it back to its core, it is the manipulation of vast numbers of people to believe total crap about 9/11, which as a result gives you the justification of further action which you want, what I call problem, reaction, solution. So what I'm saying, Patrick, is wherever you see the manifestations of this conspiracy, in its multiple faceted, interconnected tapestry, when you pull all of them back to their core, they are expressions of manipulation of human perception.
This has creeped in, what you're talking about, an exact replica of this has creeped into politics and into
Exactly.
in their last few decades, and it's what is called, it's the Tina principle. There is no alternative. We must have austerity. There is no alternative. We must have nuclear power. There is no alternative. This is the only way to do it. There's no other way to do it, so we have to do it this way. This has become an overriding trend, and people have taken this on board.
Yes, they have.
I think.
Manipulation of consensus, as they once called it.
It's a dangerous thing to take on board,
It's a
because
program.
it blocks off
Yes.
all possibility.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Give away your power, and you make your power, I want more likes, I want more clicks, I want more followers. You're not yourself.
How do you do that? You become them.
Exactly.
You have to become them, because people are looking to people to agree with them. So when you're way out off the postage stamp, then people, you're obviously often way away from people's perceptions and beliefs. So they're going, the guy's looking mad, that man. And therefore, if you want more clicks and pats on the back and more kind of adulation, then you have to go towards them. Even though you might not want to, you go towards them because adulation and clicks are more important to you than standing in your own power and in your own self. So what you have to do is you have to become them, that which you wish to attract, by saying that which you may not believe, to engage with them and them to engage with you. My philosophy is simple: speak your truth and whatever happens, happens, which I call phantom self. To the realization which this system has sought to keep from us, not least through religion and mainstream science, that we in our prime eternal form are simply awareness, a state of being aware. All these forms and bodies and black and white and all this stuff are just vehicles for this awareness to experience itself. Thus, in our prime form, we are all the same awareness, having different experiences. I put it like this: we are different points of attention within an infinite awareness. And that point of attention can be the size of a pea, or it can be massively expanded. And the difference in the way those 2 points of attention see the world and see world events and see each other is colossal. Now, what this system is seeking to do, because in the shadows, deep in the shadows, they know that this is how it is. They're seeking to focus and hijack human attention absolutely in the 5 senses. So the only sense of awareness, the only sense of perception, the only sense of anything is the world of the 5 senses. And in the world of the 5 senses, they are their name, they are their income bracket, they are their race, they are their religion, and everything is apart from everything else. Thus, at the point of attention of I am 5 sense me alone, the potential for divide and rule is absolutely limitless. And that's why they want us in that state of attention, that state of self-identity. The alternative media's basic foundation in relation to politics has been that, in effect, it doesn't matter who you vote for because the same hidden hand gets in. So it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat or Labour or Conservative in Britain. Basically the same political class is in control, and thus nothing changes. It's actually deeper than that, the reason nothing changes, but that's fair enough at that level as well. Since the emergence of Donald Trump, suddenly much of that is people in ignorance of what is going on. You have to control their perceptions. Perception is everything. This agenda for the world doesn't happen within the period in office of a prime minister or a president. It's not those people that are making the decisions. It's this network that is always there, no matter who's in power. This catastrophe in the Middle East that's taken the lives and maimed untold millions of people has been coldly calculated from the start. That's the psychopathic, no empathy mentality that I'm talking about that is running this world. That's what we're dealing with. It's a state of awareness. And this is where the conspiracy, we can talk about the conspiracy on the 5 sense level, and I do all the time. But if we're really going to understand the basis of it, the foundation of it, we have got to get much, much deeper in an understanding of reality, because that's where the conspiracy is coming from. We see Bilderberg meetings and banks and all the rest of it, and we should investigate them. But where it's all coming from are these inner sanctums that understand how reality works and therefore can manipulate a population that they have systematically misled and suppressed so that they don't understand how reality works. And if you understand reality and the interactions of reality and how we create our experience by our sense of reality, then there may be a few of you and the population may be billions. But if you know how it works and the population doesn't, you are in a mega position of power and manipulation over the population. Acquiescing to meaningless things that we take so bloody seriously. How many things do we look back that got us really het up, frustrated and angry, and we look back, it didn't really matter, did it? Well, don't let it matter then. That's the thing. And then there's what I've long called combing the mirror. Combing the mirror is a crazy thing, because what happens is you want to change your hair, so you comb the mirror. Funnily enough, your hair doesn't change. What you have to do is comb your hair, and then the mirror reflects it. And this so-called out there world is like the mirror. It's not even out there. It's a projection of in here. If we're going to change this apparently out there world, we have to change in here. It's like if this is a movie screen, and I don't like the movie, so I'm going to stand here and I'm going to hurl abuse at the movie screen. Nothing's going to change. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own soul. And not taking responsibility is the absolute epitome of giving your power away. When we say it's all your fault that I'm in this situation, whether it's collectively or individually, what we're saying is, I don't have power over my life, you do. Taking responsibility is taking your power back and saying, okay, I'm taking responsibility for this because I have the power to change it. They're not responsible for it, they're just the language of life speaking to me about my responsibility. Therefore, I'm not going to play the blame game. This is my responsibility and I'm going to deal with it. And when we do that, we take our power back and we can change things instead of going through life as a victim of other people's circumstance, which means we're powerless. That's little me. And we ask ourselves, why me? And this is where I feel the conspiracy research and exposure movement needs to open its mind, is that, you know, we can talk, and we should, about manipulated terrorist events like 9/11 and manipulated wars and manipulated economic crashes, all these things, and we need to know about them. But they are not in and of themselves the origin. They are an expression of the origin of all this. And the origin is the external manipulation of human perception. And you can see it at multiple levels.
Y pues bueno, mis conejos, ahí lo tienen. Ahí está otra vez David Icke con todo ese conocimiento, todas esas enseñanzas que nos deja. Te recuerdo que tiene libros para que vayas, los busques, los leas y aprendas más de cómo funciona este sistema que lo explica también David Icke. Y justamente habla de esa lucha de conciencia, de esa lucha de información, de cómo controlan la información para cambiar la perspectiva de las personas. Entonces, mis conejos, Hasta aquí el video de hoy. Los quiero mucho, les mando un fuerte abrazo. No olviden dejarme un comentario, qué te pareció, déjame tu like, compártelo, que me ayudas a llegar a más personas para que pues sigamos hablando de estos temas que son tan importantes realmente para la humanidad, para unirnos como sociedad, como humanos, y dejar de darle poder a quienes han perpetuado este mundo durante años y años y años. Podemos cambiar el sistema, podemos cambiar el sistema corrupto en el que vivimos. Solo hay que unirnos